So it's Taco Tuesday. And, you know, there's a lot of talk of stuff coming down the line. I don't care. I just want to build what I have and paint what I have. I mean, I care about the Marine Codex because maybe I can play my wolves with some better rules. But for the most part, I'm just like, meh. You know, I'm not. So I think tonight, we're going to talk more about what we'd like to see coming and what we'd like to do going. Don't get me wrong. I love Warhammer. I really do. Can't lie. Won't lie. Not going to try. I love Warhammer, and you all know that. But I've been feeling uninspired by the offerings lately. You know, it's just funny. Maybe I don't want to call it burnout because it's not burnout because I still love the game. I love the figures. My boss at the game store wants me to run another tournament, which I'm excited to do. They're finally listening to me about instead of just offering prizes for the money they put in, to actually get some trophies and some shirts and some plaques and put stuff up on a wall of champions because we have this long hallway. There's all this stuff that they're going to implement because my boss actually was able to spend time with me. She moved her schedule so she'd be there later so she could actually spend time with me and talk to me about stuff. And that's been super cool. I've dug that a lot. Also, those of you that saw me painting them over the last couple of weeks, here is the finished Necron look with their base, their wet and green and watery base. I'm actually kind of really pleased by the glow on his little face down below. The big mean guy. Bunch of edge highlighting. Hard to see. This camera doesn't do it justice. We'll get some Instagram shots up there. So I love Warhammer. I love fantasy. I love 40K. I don't know. I miss the days when stuff felt more new to me. Does that make sense? Happy Tuesday, Mr. Fish. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I kind of miss the day when stuff felt more new. Like I don't even know how to describe it. I want to be like, about it again. I got to recapture that. I got to get the new miniature. I got to see the new army. Like, I've been so uninspired by the new stuff. It's like I want to get my old stuff like better because some of this new stuff's kind of eh. I mean, the new orcs. Like I was thinking about orcs, and I saw the new orcs for fantasy, not for 40K, but for Age of Sigmar, and I'm like, they're just the same models. They just made them a little bigger. They're really not all that inspiring. They're kind of, I mean, they're figures. They're not bad. They're just not. They're kind of like, okay, let's go. Like if they're gonna do new Marines, I wanted to blow my socks off. Like I saw the new Marines, and I'm like, those are all right. They're not bad. They're not bad. Are they? Huh? No, they're kind of okay. Like the best thing I've seen lately for Warhammer was not made by Games Workshop. For my Wolfie buddies, I'm gonna throw a link here, and I'll probably throw one in the bottom. There is a company that is doing the My Mini Factory equivalent of a Kickstarter. They're called Gray Tide Studio. And so they're doing a bunch of bits on a special thing they're doing here. I want to get a link to this. The Primal Hounds. They're called the Primal Hounds. Put this here. Now these guys look. This is exciting. This is super exciting. Like, these are what I want my Marines to look like. I'm going to take a bunch of my Marines that are just primed, and I am going to rip so many pieces off of them and replace them with these bits after I print them. They're so cool. And there's so many Marines I haven't built yet that I'm like, nope, not going to build them. Gonna wait till I get these, and then I'm going to build them. There's loincloths and belts and shoulders and just greebles and helmets and heads and capes and jetpacks and claws and fists and just all kinds of like, wow, I need this kind of stuff. This is exciting. This is what I want wolves to look like. I want wolves to look badass. And I want every army to have that feel. I want somebody to be able to get like a set of bits like this and do this to their dark angels or their blood angels or their black templars or even their salamanders, just all the armies that have flavor. I want to be able to dump a bucket of flavor on them and just make them go, wow! Because I like Primaris Marines, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, finally, 5 years later, 10, no, not 5, but 6 years later, I'm finally going, they're kind of plain. You're losing that flavor. And this is the kind of Kickstarter type thing that makes me want to 3D print stuff. But even that, it's a small excitement. I don't know. Maybe I want a new game, and maybe I want a new army. Maybe I want to do something different. I don't know. I don't even know. I can't even put it into words. I want more time to enjoy the hobby. I don't want to go to work, go to my other work, come home. Yeah, I mean, who you telling? I've been waiting to build that thing for almost a year now. Finally, yes, yeah. I want to get back to my orc army. I'm finishing up with these Necrons, and then orcs are next on. Orcs are one of the next armies on the list. There's orcs. I want to finish up my wolves because I've got a bunch of them. I don't know. I got ideas. I got stuff. Like I have options. I mean, I have lots of options. I can't complain that I don't have options. I just want to be excited about something again, you know? And I think part of it's just because having two jobs, you don't get to dive into your hobby as much. You're right. I will not build them for you. Now, do you want to tell them why I won't build them for you? Do you want to tell them why? No, you don't. You know you don't. Lady D is working on a commission. 2 commissions, as a matter of fact. 2 very big, important commissions. Yes. As soon as she finishes the 2 commissions, I will build all manner of sisters for her. I'm actually going to probably start building them soon, just so when she's done with the commission, she can go, oh, I have sisters to paint. And that's fine. You know, I eventually want to get into my Tyranids. I've been debating and debating and debating my paint scheme. Yeah, she's going to paint her sisters to look like wolves. Meanwhile, I'm thinking I'm going to paint. I've been so debating. I think I'm finally going to do like something very different for me, something I haven't done. And I think I'm going to do it for my Tyranids. But I'm going to paint an army in red. I don't use reds a lot. I don't do reds a lot. I use reds as a secondary color. I think I'm going to build an army with red as a primary color. I also want to get through some of my Death Guard because Death Guard are going to be fun. Everything's going to be fun. Yeah, I want to do a red, or yes, a red army, lady. I'm doing an army in red. Yes, I know. I hate red as a primary color. But I take that back. I do have a red army. I have a red army because I do have my world eaters. They are red. They just are quite possibly one of the cheapest and worst paint jobs I've ever done. And I kind of hate the entire army except for a couple very specific figures. I want to go back and really clean them up because I hate the paint job. I really do. I really kind of want to go back and really clean them up. This dusty boy. I'll tell you what the problem I have with Warhammer right now is, and this will be all resolved in like 6 months, which is fine. It gives me 6 months to build and paint and build and paint. Right now, the biggest problem I have Hey Art, one of the biggest problems I have with red, one of the biggest problems I have with Warhammer right now is that even with the balance changes, a lot of armies feel very basic right now because they don't have their codexes. Like it's not even just there's just a lot of armies that just don't feel they don't feel flavorful. They don't feel rich. They feel kind of I'm an army. Like the wolves are one of them. The wolves are like there's one way to play wolves. There really is. And now that the Marines are getting some codex, maybe there's be some more ways to look at Marines, and that'll be interesting. Like I know there's basically a detachment that's basically the White Scars ability. They basically gives everybody advance and charge, which and gives cavalry like bonuses. So it's like maybe we do the wolves and just go cavalry heavy wolves. That might be fun. Burgundy is red to kind of red. It's corn red. It's corn red and Gal Vorbak red. Just red. It's the color of blood. Stop being mean. You mean old lady. Um maybe we do an army in I've got so many blue armies and I've got green armies. I got blue and I've got green. I got blue, they're blue. They're green, they're blue. They're green. Maybe I should do a purple army. Yeah, I mean, I have my Space Wolves, they're blue. I have my Orcs, they're blue. Because they're Death Skulls. No, it's blue. Shut up, it's blue. Quiet, you peanut gallery. Um, I don't know. I just I need to paint something different. I need to do something different. I need to do something very different. Maybe I'll build some terrain. I don't know. What's going on in the world of Warhammer? Not a lot. Cities of Sigmar has come out and it's absolutely underwhelming. There's some vampire stuff coming out, and again, I hate vampires just as a general rule. So I could care less. The Marines are getting their stuff, which I'm happy about. I want to paint my ogres. I just haven't had time because they're a complicated paint scheme. I love them, but these guys are a very complicated paint scheme. And I got to get in here and I got to get them done. And I got 11 of them that I'm done. I don't have that many of them to do. That's the funny thing. They're a small army. I got a few to build though. Um, I really want to get involved in an escalation painting league. Like new unit, new army. The first time you introduce a unit, it's got to be it can't be more than just primed. And then the next time you play the unit, and then when you play the next time that you have it played and it's painted, you get extra points, something like that. Something to incentivize people to build new figures and paint new stuff. Um, I really kind of want to get back into Custodes. I have some ideas for a paint scheme for them because I don't know that I want to do gold again. A lot of my Custodes are junk. They were printed and they got bashed around and smashed around. And I've got some plastic Custodes now that I'm going to print out, or that I'm going to paint up and build and paint up, and get a couple tanks to go with them, and maybe the tank I have repainted in my new colors. Um, I'm really indecisive about a lot of stuff. It's kind of bad. Like I want to do everything and I want to do nothing at the same time. I mean, that's part of the reason why I bothered to prime and then do the silver overbrushing on all of my Necrons, just to kind of make it harder to not do them. Because I want to get these guys up and going. I want to get this army up and going. I want to actually play some games with these guys. You know, they look to be lots of fun. Their new rules are amazing. I kind of want to play them and have some fun with them. I want to play and have some fun with my models. And so I've been picking them out and painting them one unit at a time. It's nice having a simple paint scheme. That's the beautiful thing about this army. I have a very simple paint scheme that silver, copper, and green. It's very simple and it's very quick and it looks good. I have too many of these guys. I can only use 3. Huh. Well, that's a pain in the ass. I'm going to have to pop the top off one of these and put a big gun on them and make them the other kind. Find some bits and make a gun out of them. Whatever the other one's called. I forget what the other one's called. Like an eradicator or something. I don't know. Everybody's got the dumb names that they use multiple times. They're easier to ignore in the box. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The problem is that having the boxes is kind of like get through them and get to this next box. Get through them and get to the next box. I try to do it by armies at a time. Like that's part of the reason I'm kind of hesitant to get into my orcs. Because I got a lot of orc kits that I haven't built yet. I mean, I got a good deal on a lot of orcs. I have a lot of orcs that just are like, I got a lot that are built and unprimed. I have a lot, as I said, I have a lot that are just digging out and aren't even built yet. Like, I want to build this one as probably the kill rig. I probably want to build this as a kill rig. Because that was the intent when I got it. I have a couple battle wagons that are not actual models, but are kit badges, because that's the beauty of orcs. Problem is I have too many whips. That's the thing. I'm trying to go from less whips to done. I mean, I still have freaking Imperial Guard lying around. I have painted and built so much Imperial Guard. I have more tanks than I should ever be able to use. It's dumb. It's just dumb. I still have to paint this bastard. I really want to build him, but at the same time, I don't. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I still haven't decided what color scheme I want to go with him with. And now a couple of my buddies are like, we should play more Song of Ice and Fire. We should play more games of Song of Ice and Fire. That's cool. Figures I don't have to paint. Yeah, but they're not painted. They really should paint them. I don't have to paint them. I should really paint them. I'm not going to paint them. I should really paint them. That's a debate. In a side note, quick aside note, I just realized this. I want to quick say something. Probably a big reason why Pirate Phoenix and Commodore are not here tonight. Friend of the show, to the rest of you, my big brother, Master Modeler, Alex Drake. He is... Here's sad with how much the Greyjoys suck. I'll have to play some games, Art. My Starks really... I don't have a lot of good Starks. They aren't much better, and I have had no luck with my free folks, so we'll have to see. But the Greyjoys are a badass army. But they just, I don't know. I think they're hard to play. I don't know the whole deal there. All the armies are generally balanced. Anyhow, I was saying, friend of the show, my big brother, Master Mauler, Alex Drake. If any of you guys believe in a higher power, do your prayers, do your thoughts on that kind of stuff, or send out your good feelings into the world. If you could all just think good and healing thoughts for him. He's gone through. Either he's done or he's got like one round left of his cancer treatment. But he developed, because he's going through cancer treatment, his immune system's kind of compromised. He developed an infection. It doesn't appear to be life threatening, but he is in a pretty bad state. So if all could just put some positive love out there for him. Oh, the update did kind of make him suck. That's sad. Yeah, if you could all just kind of put some love and joy in the air out for Big Al, I'd really appreciate it. I mean, I know he's going to be fine because he's too angry to not be fine, but he's too stubborn. I should say angry. He's not angry. He's too stubborn to not be fine. But yeah, he's dealing with some pretty serious health things right now. So if y'all could, if that's what you believe in, if you could put him in your prayers, I know he'd appreciate it. I know I would. He's a lot of the reason I am the guy I am today. So, yeah, it's tough. He's currently in the ICU, just because they want to make sure nothing bad happens. But he should be fine. A couple days in there, he should be up by the end of the week. He just infection. His body just, after the cancer treatment, his body doesn't have the ability to really fight it off very well. So, in other news, I'm putting together. I've got a couple guys I'm working with. We're kind of putting together our own team for local tournaments. We're not looking to go national. We're not looking to go to like LVO or Nova or SoCal Open or anything like that. But there's a group of us, like 3 of us at this point, and we might look for a couple other people that are really cool with us. But we're forming our own gaming team for doing tournament play called the Black Company. So if I forgot this is here. If you're looking to get back into the tournament scene and you're interested in hanging out with a bunch of old dudes, because that's what we are. We're all a bunch of old dudes. Hit me up. Let me know. We'll play a couple games with you and the team, see if we fit together personality-wise, which most of you have met some if you've played in the local regional scene. Fun thing is that we're setting up for a game in, I want to say it's in late October, mid-October, that all 3 of us are going to go to. I don't know if we're going to have jerseys or anything by that point, but I think we're all going to at least try and wear like black sweatshirts or black t-shirts. So we're all just the Black Company. And for people that don't know, the Black Company is an old from back in the day. Me and these guys used to do we used to LARP. We used to run around in the woods with foam swords and stupid quasi fantasy costumes. And the 3 of us were all part of a mercenary company called the Black Company. Yeah, we'd have to have a local idea, Galena. So I gotta actually meet with, because it's like I played with one of them, and then the 2 of them have played together, and then the tournament the 3 of us are going to play together. I wasn't able to make that day, so our first tournament together is going to be this one in October. So it'll be fine. I think it's actually the weekend that Lady D is going to be house sitting. It might be that weekend. I'm not sure, but I think it's that weekend. So we're going to Zoom up to Stevens Point to play a tournament. I think it's that weekend. I'm not sure. I gotta check with Mark and Mikey because they're the ones setting it up. They're the ones setting me up with the info. So we're gonna go up there and do them. You should have never done that. You should have absolutely never done that. I don't want nothing to do with that damn barn. I don't want a damn thing to do with that barn. I'll get the dates. We'll figure it out. The horse will be there. I don't care. What part of City Boy involves? Oh yeah, I want to help out on a farm. Can't sleep. Farm clowns will eat me. I'll bring you the boy. I'll give you the boy. You can have the boy that weekend. So I'm getting my printer fired back up, obviously, with these new Space Wolf bits. They're going to be coming out soon. And we're working out things around this house, make life easier for everybody that lives here. I've got some storage ideas to make things easier with all these damn armies I have. So I think there's a bunch of my non-gaming junk, some of my storage junk. I mean, some of my not old building junk that I don't use anymore. I think we're going to be purging a lot of that too. We got stuff going on. We also have some Age of Sigmar stuff that we want to get to. Like I said, we know about the ogres. I want to set Lady D on the Cornish army. She kind of stumbled into for Age of Sigmar. Have her work on that a bit because so she has a reason to use all my burgundy paints. And then that'll give me an excuse to get through my boneheads. What do you mean, no. Corn red. Corn red is actually kind of a deep burgundy. Don't fool yourself. Galvorbeck red. Word bearers red. It's the name of the color. You see, everybody sees how she's mean to me, how she picks on me. She makes fun of my disabilities. She's a mean lady. You all need to remember that. Y'all are so nice to her. She's just horrible to me. Working on. Yeah, and she's a grumpy bitch. Working on also. I'm running the Shadow again. We've talked about it. I'm going to be bringing some vehicles and some buildings and hopefully some figures. I mean, I bring figures. I don't think they're going to be the cyberpunk looking figures yet. But I'll be bringing some figures for some big old bada booms this week, Thursday, for my Shadowrun game at Warp Storm. But dummy me has renewed interest in running another role playing game because I had a dummy good idea that nothing came of, and I don't want that to not come of it. So I may just end up filling up a notebook with notes and stuff and run it after I'm done with my Shadowrun campaign. But I have a really cool, weird fantasy setting I want to mess around with. I've been watching a lot of like dark fantasy and weird anime and just kind of off the wall kind of stuff lately. Um, so I've got some neato ideas. And I think everybody that I know should branch out and try more than just the regular wargaming. Role playing games are good. They give you a chance to stretch and grow and try new ideas. And in the right setting, you can really expand on stuff you already know and dig. Um, I gotta say, having the ability to run in a 40K themed game as a tech priest and in a different 40K game as a Lord Discordant minus the mount, but beholden to Nurgle was a lot of fun. Um, but it's also made me think of like some other like I said, some weird fantasy ideas using some of the Warhammer lore, at least for some of the weirder and darker aspects. I think basic fantasy loses a lot. I mean, I'll be honest. Hang on a second. Hey, Plague Child, I got a stream going here, you big nosy loud creature, you. Oh, they're cackling like a maniac. I think basic like D&D fantasy is just kind of like, ugh. I want to try something that's just kind of again off the wall, weird. I want to make people go, okay, that's different. I like that. I like making people kind of bend their brain and think differently. And that's what I've also been thinking about with my wargaming. Like they had that deck at the end of ninth where you would have different effects going on in the field, and I know they worked part of that in the 10th edition. I want them to have more weirdness going on in the game to make things a little bit more random, more for campaign settings. I actually think I'm picking up the Tyrannic War book and seeing if we can get a campaign going, get a bunch of people that I know, and get like a regular campaign going. Like everybody plays a game a week, and we record the results. We continue the campaign. I've seen some good campaign ideas for 40K. Um, that don't necessarily mean that things have to snowball. I also, for the weirdest thing, I heard of a campaign type setting, campaign play type setting for Magic the Gathering from a buddy of mine. Like everybody bought a box of cards. They have to build their deck from that cards, and those are the cards they have to deal with. And then they play a couple games, and then like you earn points, and you can spend points to buy packs. You can't buy singles; you can only buy sealed product. But there's limits on what you can do depending on what your standings are. I thought it was kind of neat the way they worked it out. And then there's extra points for they have like a whole group of different challenges. Like whoever does this in this game gets this point. Whoever does this first in the game gets this thing. And there are things that like any deck can do. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's a neat concept. Where it's not just about winning and losing. It's about what you do with your time while you're playing. And I've always found it the most interesting. It's one of the things I like about role playing games because there's no winning or losing. There's succeeding or failing with the opportunity potentially to try again. I think heroes that succeed every time on every mission and never fail. I think that's one of the biggest pitfalls you see again in like D&D. The heroes never fail. unless they fail to the point where you have a party wipe and everybody dies. Sometimes I think it's not a bad idea to have a mission fail and the heroes have to live with that failure. Definitely affected by how much I've been playing Cyberpunk lately. Uh, there's a lot of missions in that game that you can succeed and you can fail. And failing sometimes, failing still works. You still sometimes get something out of failing. Not always, but sometimes. Um, I think failure isn't something that gamers focus on too much. They see failure as it's a either you win or you lose, you succeed or you fail, and a lot of times they don't see any value in failing. I can tell you, I have absolutely learned more about how to play an army or how to play a mission by losing than I have by winning. It's more enjoyable to win, I'm not going to lie. But I've gotten better from the games I've lost. Winning a lot in certain aspects, when I would win and win and win and win, especially during the pre-Factlandia days, I won a lot of games. I got lazy. I got lazy in some of my list building because it was like I kept playing against people that didn't seem to be looking at those losses and taking anything back from them. And it was just like, well, okay, I'll play this. I'll find something. I'll get something out of this, or I'll play this and get something out of that. And it just got to be like. And then I played against some real opponents who got my ass beat. It was like, whoa, hang on, I gotta pay attention. I gotta actually pay attention to what's going on here. And that was super enjoyable. That's actually super enjoyable. So I think there's a lot to be taken on a loss. So I think the idea of playing in a role playing setting where people can lose and it just doesn't mean the party's dead, but missions failing mean things happen and have repercussions in the greater scope of things. I really want to get that Cyberpunk 2077 kill team styled game. I really want to paint some Cyberpunk styled characters. I really want to paint some Cyberpunk styled characters. I think that's going to be a hoot. I mean, it's one of the things that makes me want to play Necromunda. I wish other people played Necromunda. I would play Necromunda. I would paint the crap out some Necromunda figures. It'd be fun. Look, all punk, I'm in. Gimme. Okay. After you finish Archeon. You should see Archeon art. This is your Archeon that she's trying to finish up. Figure looks damn impressive. I'm telling you. No. I want you to surprise him. I want you to surprise him with that amazing figure. Yay, lots of hearts. I want you to surprise him with that. I think we are going to wrap up quickly tonight, though, because I don't think there's a lot going on. Like I said, I don't have a lot to talk about. There's not a lot going on in the world of Warhammer right now. Everything's kind of in a holding pattern because everybody's just kind of waiting for things. There's a lot of book releases. And I'm kind of in a mode. Yeah, dude, It's impressive looking, dude. I'm like, this is probably some of your best work. Yeah, I'd probably say it's to date probably his best work or her best work. I mean, she gets better with every piece. She's gonna, work on a base. Nah, I think the base is pretty. Yeah, you got to do the claw and a couple of little pieces there, make them look good. So I think we're gonna wrap up here. I think we're gonna wrap up a little quickly tonight, a little early tonight. Let everybody get back to their evening. Let everybody enjoy themselves. Those of you at Warpstone, I'll see you on Thursday. Those of you in Mech1, I'll see you tomorrow. And everybody who's not at either, I'll see you on the flip side. And until then, I'm Big D. She's Lady D. We do lots of stuff. We do gaming when we try, and we can when it's available. But most of the time, we just pick on each other. And that's how we show our love. So for right now, our love to all of you. Have a great night and game on.